reality. Completely renovated, sky's the limit. Your renovation destination.
Book your renovation now and get a huge discount. Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones, including westbound 401 express lanes closed from the 404 to the Allen due to a truck fire cleanup.
680 News Time 7:09.
Interest rates have finally started coming down for the first time in 4 years. Now is the time to use a Flexi line from Capital Direct to take control of your plans and finances and make it happen. Maybe it's that renovation you've been thinking about or investing in a new property. If you could borrow $80,000, $280,000, or even $2.8 million, how would you invest in yourself, your life, and your future? Find out why Canadians have been trusting Capital Direct for decades. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL. Stop.
Fueled by Longos is back. Register your team at roadhockeytoconquercancer.ca.
50,000 airport workers make Toronto Pearson possible, and that makes Ontario's economy take off. Let's celebrate them together on June 26th for the inaugural Airport Workers Day. Learn more at torontopearson.com.
680 News Time 7:11.
Traffic and weather together on the ones, brought to you by Optimum Nutrition. Airborne Chopper 680, Jordan Kerr.
Well, I am, of course, flying over this closure of the westbound 401 express lanes from the 404 towards the Allen. All express lanes shut down because of this collision cleanup and vehicle fire cleanup. Transport trucks just totally burned to the ground, so a big cleanup here. It's going to be about noon. They're expecting to have this all cleaned up, and I believe it just based on the amount of damage done to the vehicles involved and to the road, it looks like as well. But they're still just picking up pieces of this transport truck and putting it in the back of dump trucks nearby, and then there's going to have to be road cleanup, so a whole lot of stuff to be done here. Westbound 401 is absolutely jammed from McAllen, both express and collectors. Of course, you then get forced into the collectors by the 404, and it continues to be just barely moving all the way through to Yonge. After that, it opens up. But if you're looking at alternates, westbound York Mills coming up Ellesmere, that's busy, but it's the best one right now. Westbound Shepherd gets really heavy approaching Leslie off and onto Yonge, and there's that single lane construction between Bayview and Yonge that's going to slow people down as well. So westbound Shepherd, not great as an alternate, but again, the westbound York Mills off of Ellesmere, that's getting busier and busier, and as the morning goes on, it's just going to get worse and worse. But these collector lanes on the westbound 401 where the closure is are just barely moving, so do not try and get into here. Just take an alternate and give yourself a ton of extra time. On the eastbound side of the 401, delays south of Pearson to the 400 express and collectors, east of the 400 to east of Keele collectors, and then delays from Avenue to east of Yonge in the collectors, and delays the you know what, it's backed up from Avenue to east of Bayview, both express and collectors. From the traffic center, here's Craig Gear.
With the closure of the West 401 Express comes the closure of the South 404 ramp onto the westbound 401 Express. They also have the HOV ramp to the West 401 shut down, but that's been reopened. Heavy south of Finch to south of Don Mills. Toronto-bound QEW slows Centennial Parkway to Walker's Line, and from east of Winston Churchill towards Mississauga Road, where we have a crash here in the left lane. Emergency crews are now on scene. Try Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard 100% whey, which delivers a source of protein for the maintenance of good health. Only from Optimum Nutrition. Purchase where sports supplements are sold. This product may not be right for you. Always read and follow the label. With the forecast, Jill Taylor.
A chance of showers or storms today. The best chance for the late afternoon, early evening. The North GTA has already had some showers. In fact, still some light showers around Keswick and Sutton. Didn't really do much to cool you down, though. The guaranteed high, 33 degrees, will feel like 43, and a low near 23 degrees. Tomorrow, higher chance of storms. High near 30 will feel like 35 to about 37. So today is the peak day of the heat and humidity. Right now already feels like 32. It's mostly cloudy, light wind out of the south. At 24 degrees at Toronto Pearson, the guaranteed high, 33. 680 News Time 7:13.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute.
Over to Mike Apple at the Business Center. Mike.
Global stocks this morning, Catherine, edging lower with Wall Street off for the Juneteenth holiday. The TSX will have a lighter than typical trading volume, coming off a gain of 23 points. As Wall Street yesterday closed with the NASDAQ at its latest record high, and NVIDIA now the world's most valuable company. The Canadian dollar this morning is steady at 73 cents, exchange at $1.37. Price for oil right now testing a 2-month high, $81.50 a barrel, up by a dime, and gold down $5.23.41 an ounce. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
Unfortunately, you can't retire on saved fees. That's why performance matters. Invest with advice. Visit dynamic.ca/advice to learn more.
Still ahead on News Radio Toronto.
It looks like he cried himself a river. Images of Justin Timberlake's DWI arrest and his mugshot are at the center of social media commentary. 680 News Time, 7:14.
It's Employment Law Q&A.
From 680 News Radio and Canada's leading employment lawyer, Howard Levitt, at levittlawyers.com.
Howard, can my employer change my compensation from salary plus commission to just commission?
No, they can't, and that would be a constructive dismissal, allowing you to sue for full wrongful dismissal damages.
If I don't accept a demotion, will my company assume I am resigning? Can they do that?
Absolutely not. A demotion is a constructive dismissal, allowing you to quit and sue.
If I return from maternity leave and they place me in a new role because they prefer the person who replaced me in my previous role, is that allowed?
They're entitled to a position they used to have. If that position still exists, if it doesn't exist, they're a comparable position. An employer can't simply put in their replacement because they prefer their work.
I earned commissions in my job and my employer fired me. Am I still entitled to those commissions?
No, they have to pay you your commissions that you've earned.
To contact Howard, visit levittlawyers.com. That's levittlawyers.com.
Employment Law Q&A.
From Howard Levitt at 680 News Radio Toronto. Toronto's trusted news. 680 News Radio.
Another hot, hazy, humid day on the way for the GTA. Chance of showers and thunderstorms are guaranteed high 33. Good morning. I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Jeté. Here are the top stories right now.
Traffic alert. Westbound 401 express lanes remain closed from the 404 to approaching the Allen. Expected to stay that way for the entire morning rush and then some due to a collision and tractor-trailer fire cleanup. One right lane of the collectors is closed as well. Full airborne traffic report coming up at 7:21. A young woman has died from her injuries after being shot last evening in the parking lot of Vaughan Mills Mall, where her car was stolen and 2 men arrested. And if you thought it couldn't get any hotter, you'd be wrong.